In 2021, Ethereum was so congested and so expensive to use that developers started leaving, building on other blockchains instead. Faster ones, cheaper ones. And 3 of those blockchains grew so big, so fast, that people started asking a question that would have seemed impossible just 2 years earlier. Is Ethereum actually the best? Or is something else about to replace it? Today we look at the 3 biggest challengers: Solana, Cardano, and BNB Chain. And by the end of this video, you're going to have a very clear picture of what each one does, why it exists, and whether any of them can actually beat Ethereum at its own game. Here is the confusion most people face. They hear about Solana being faster than Ethereum. They hear about Cardano being more scientifically built. They hear about BNB Chain being cheaper. And they do not know what to do with that information. Should they sell their Ethereum and buy Solana? Should they diversify across all 4? Should they ignore all 3 and stick with Ethereum? Without understanding what each blockchain actually does differently, every decision feels like a guess. Today we fix that. First, Solana. Solana launched in 2020 and immediately turned heads with one number: speed. Ethereum processes around 15 to 30 transactions per second on its main chain. Solana processes up to 65,000 transactions per second. That is not a small difference. That is a completely different league. How does it achieve this? Through a unique combination of 2 consensus mechanisms: proof of history and proof of stake. Without going too deep into the technical side, proof of history essentially timestamps every transaction before it is processed, allowing the network to order and verify transactions at extraordinary speed. This speed made Solana the blockchain of choice for NFT projects, gaming, and high-frequency trading applications. At its peak in 2021, Solana was processing more daily transactions than Ethereum. But Solana has one significant weakness: reliability. The network has suffered multiple outages over the years, sometimes going completely offline for hours. In a financial system, downtime is not acceptable. And this has been Solana's biggest criticism. Ethereum has never gone fully offline. Not once. In its entire history. Second, Cardano. Cardano is the most academic blockchain ever built. It was founded by Charles Hoskinson, one of the original co-founders of Ethereum, who left to build something he believed was more scientifically rigorous. Every single feature of Cardano is peer-reviewed by academics before being implemented. Every upgrade goes through years of research and testing before it reaches the main network. This makes Cardano the slowest-moving blockchain in the space, but potentially the most stable and well-designed. Cardano uses a proof-of-stake system called Ouroboros, the first provably secure proof-of-stake protocol ever created. Its native currency is ADA. The criticism of Cardano has always been the same. It moves too slowly. While Ethereum and Solana were building ecosystems full of dApps and DeFi projects, Cardano was still in research phase. It has caught up significantly in recent years, but it still lags behind in terms of real-world adoption and developer activity. Think of Cardano like a luxury car being built entirely by hand. Every component perfectly engineered. But by the time it rolls off the line, others have already been on the road for years. Third, BNB Chain. Formerly known as Binance Smart Chain. BNB Chain was created by Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange, in 2020. And it took a very different approach to competition. Instead of trying to be technically superior to Ethereum, BNB Chain simply copied Ethereum's technology almost exactly. Then made it faster and cheaper by making one significant trade-off: centralization. BNB Chain uses only 21 validators to process transactions. Ethereum uses hundreds of thousands. Fewer validators means faster transactions and lower fees. But it also means the network is far more centralized, controlled by a small group of entities closely tied to Binance. For many people in crypto, this goes against everything blockchain is supposed to stand for: decentralization, trustlessness, freedom from central control. But for millions of everyday users, especially beginners, BNB Chain delivered something valuable. Cheap transactions, fast execution, and a familiar environment almost identical to Ethereum. This is why BNB Chain grew so fast. It solved a real problem, even if the solution came with a compromise. Think of these 4 blockchains like 4 different types of roads. Ethereum is a well-built highway. Reliable. Trustworthy. Gets congested sometimes. But it has never collapsed. And almost everyone uses it. Solana is a high-speed racing track. Incredibly fast. Thrilling to use. But occasionally shuts down for maintenance. Cardano is a perfectly engineered road still being built. Every brick laid with precision. But you cannot drive on it as freely as the others yet. BNB Chain is a privately owned toll road. Fast and cheap. But the company that owns it controls the rules. All 4 serve a purpose. All 4 have users. But they are not all trying to do the same thing. Right. At this point you now know exactly what separates these 4 blockchains. Solana, blazing fast, built for speed, but has reliability issues. Cardano, academically rigorous, carefully built, but slower to adopt. BNB Chain, cheap and fast, but centralized and controlled by Binance. Ethereum, the most decentralized, most trusted, most battle-tested. Slower and more expensive, but building solutions to fix exactly that. None of them are going away. Each one has a role in the crypto ecosystem. And understanding all of them makes you a smarter investor than 90% of people in this space. In the next video, we wrap up Level 2. Subscribe so you do not miss it. Drop a comment below. Which blockchain do you think will be the most important in 10 years? Ethereum, Solana, Cardano or BNB Chain? Tell me your pick. See you in the next class.